If you keep shaving around week 3, you've never really seen what your beard can become. It's that stretch between weeks 4 and 8 that most men really decide when they're committed or they're just curious. And a lot stop right there. Today, we're going to discuss 5 reasons why pushing past that point is worth it. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Dave, and welcome to Born Bearded. This isn't just about facial hair. This is about what happens when you stay with something long enough that you see it develop. Growing a beard is easy, but the commitment, that's where the value shows up. Let's get through the intro, and we're going to get right into it. So here's the challenge. An early beard rarely looks impressive. They could be uneven, they could be awkward, and often they don't look like that image that you had set in your mind. You assume that this is as good as it gets, that early growth is incomplete information. And when you make decisions off incomplete information, that's where you lose potential. That's true with beards, and that's true with anything that requires time. And number one, it teaches you patience. Beard growth happens on its own timeline. You can't speed up density and you can't force coverage. So the only thing you really can do is stay consistent. When you commit to 8 to 12 weeks, that's when you really start to practice patience. You stop reacting to every small detail. You stop checking on it constantly and you let development happen. And that patience, it builds discipline. Instead of quitting when it looks imperfect, you learn to give it time to mature. And that mindset is so useful. And number two, it adds structure to your look. Once you push past that early phase, that's when your beard really starts to take shape. Coverage improves, the edges become clearer, and your natural pattern really starts to show itself. Even a short beard can define that jawline and add balance to your features. It adds structure. And when something looks structured, it feels intentional. And that presentation changes how you carry yourself. Not exaggerated, just steadier. And number three, it builds consistency. You wash with a purpose. You hydrate the skin under the beard. You use oil and you use a comb or a brush. And these are small daily actions, but these small daily actions, they build consistency. And that consistency builds discipline. And that discipline builds trust in yourself. You start seeing yourself as somebody who follows through. And that identity shift, that happens with repetition. And number four is it creates a connection. And when your beard develops, that's when people really start to notice. They'll start to ask questions. They'll share their own experiences with you. And they're going to consider trying it themselves. Beards can absolutely create a common ground where barbershops become conversations. Events are shared spaces. And online communities start to form around growth. Connection often starts with something visible. And when you commit long enough to grow something noticeable, it opens doors. And number five is it gives you clarity. And this is where the biggest shift happens. When you stick with something long enough to where you see that full growth pattern, you remove doubt. You know your density, you know your shape, and you know what you're capable of growing. And that clarity matters because now that decision is informed. You're not guessing, you're not assuming, you've tested it. And here's the real value. When you push past week 3 and when you stay committed to getting beyond that awkward phase, you've proven something to yourself. You prove that you don't quit the moment that something looks imperfect. That's bigger than a beard. That's follow through. Growing a beard isn't difficult, and staying with it is where real growth happens. It teaches you patience. It refines your appearance. It builds consistency. It creates a connection, and gives you clarity, but most importantly, it shows you what happens when you don't stop too early. If you've been shaving around week 3, commit to that full 12 weeks this time and let's see what happens. And if you've been through the full process, drop it down in the comments of what it taught you. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And if you guys happen to see that hype button down at the bottom there, be sure to hit that as well. I greatly appreciate it. And remember, your mental health is a priority. Your happiness is essential, and your self-care is a necessity. I'm Dave, and I was born bearded. Love you guys.